There comes a time in life when wisdom outweighs worry, when peace is worth more than prescription, and when we finally begin to question what we've been told to blindly trust. After 70, every decision about your health should come from strength, not fear. You've earned the right to live with clarity, not to be buried under endless tests and anxious waiting rooms. Too often, the medical system forgets that behind every chart is a soul who has lived, loved, and fought hard to be here. But here's the truth. Not every test means protection, and not every scan means safety. Sometimes it's about mobility, not medicine. And sometimes the best medicine is to say no. You are not a number on a lab report. You are a story full of purpose, full of meaning. Protect your energy, guard your peace. Question what doesn't sit right in your spirit. Because real health isn't found in fear, it's found in FBR, freedom, intention, and the courage to live your years on your own terms. You've already done the hard part, surviving. Now, it's time to live. Question routine tests that don't improve your quality of life, because at this stage, your peace, comfort, and joy are far more valuable than chasing number ERs on a report. As we age, many of us are led to believe that the more tests we take, the safer we are. But that's not always true. Sometimes these tests do little more than create fear, leading to more procedures, more pills, and more worry, instead of offering real healing or happiness. The true truth is, not every test is meant for everyone, and certainly not for every stage of life. At 70 and beyond, the goal of healthcare should shift from constant searching for problems to nurturing what still brings you strength and serenity. You see, medicine is powerful, but it isn't perfect. Many tests that doctors recommend, blood screenings, imaging scans, heart monitoring, can be helpful when they truly address a concern or symptom. But when they redone out of routine or habit, they can cause unnecessary stress. A false positive result can lead to invasive procedures that end up doing more harm than good. A precautionary scan might reveal something insignificant, yet it sparks sleepless nights and painful anxiety. It's a cycle many older adults fall into, endless checkups that don't extend life, but instead drain it of peace. At this point in your journey, your focus should be on living well, not just living long. Ask yourself, will this test change my life for the better? Will it truly improve how I feel, how I move, how I love? If the answer is no, then it's okay to say no. True wisdom means recognizing when less intervention actually means more freedom. It's not about ignoring your health, it's about honoring it in a way that respects your time, your body, and your spirit. There is a profound difference between medical care and mindful care. Medical care chases numbers, mindful care seeks balance. The goal isn't to be hooked to machines and medications, but to wake up each morning with gratitude, to walk, breathe, laugh, and connect without the constant shadow of fear. Life at 70 is precious. You have earned peace, not panic. You have earned quiet mornings, not clinic waiting rooms. You have earned to trust that your body, after decades of resilience, knows how to guide you. When you begin to question unnecessary tests, you take back control not just of your health, but of your dignity. It's easy to hand over your decisions to doctors, but the real strength lies in asking the hard questions. What will this test reveal? What will I do with that information? Will it truly make my life better, or will it simply give me something else to worry about? The best doctors understand that healthcare should be a conversation, not an order. They should listen to your goals, your fears, your definition of well-being. If you want to focus on mobility, on breath-breathing deeply, on living with energy that's your right, you don't need to chase every test to prove you're alive. You already are. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to stop searching for problems and start nurturing peace. Instead of multiple tests, focus on what consistently matters. You feel vibrant, nourishing food, gentle movement, connection with loved ones, spiritual stillness. These are the things that add real years to life, not more hospital visits. Remember, health is not about perfection. It's about harmony. It's about balance between mind, body, and heart. There's a quiet power in saying, I choose peace. You have lived long enough to know that more isn't always better, not in medicine, not in life. You don't have to chase every potential illness that might never appear. You don't have to let a machine or report dictate how you feel about your future. You are more than a patient. You are a person with stories, with laughter, with purpose still burning in your soul. When you question routine tests, you are not rejecting medicine, you are redefining what health truly means for you. You are saying yes to peace, yes to wisdom, yes to living on your terms. And that is the greatest act of self-care there is. Because at the end of the day, longevity means nothing without joy. The quality of your days, the laughter, the conversations, the sunrise you still stop to watch, that's the real measure of wellness. So question, what doesn't tea bring you peace? Declimber what doesn't tea align with your truth? Trust your instincts because your intuition has carried you through a lifetime and it will carry you gracefully through the years ahead. Prioritize peace, not unnecessary medical anxiety, because at this stage of life, your inner calm is worth more than any test result, any diagnosis, or any medical label that tries to define you. Too many people over 70 live in quiet fear, not because their bodies are failing, but because the system around them constantly reminds them to be afraid. Every commercial, every routine checkup, every new medical article CBER MS to whisper that something might be wrong, even if you feel fine. That constant undercurrent of worry steals the joy of living. Peace is not a luxury age, it is a form of medicine, one that heals more deeply than any prescription ever could. You've lived long enough to know the toll that stress takes. You've felt how worry can drain your energy, cloud your mind, and tighten your chest. Anxiety doesn't just live in the mind, it seeps into the body. It raises blood pressure, weakens immunity, and disturbs sleep. When we live in fear of what might go wrong, we stop appreciating what's going right. That's why peace must become your highest priority. It's not about ignoring your health, it's about refusing to live as if every day is a waiting room for bad news. After 70, you deserve to exhale. You deserve mornings without panic, days without dread, nights without replaying every cybermemptom in your head. The truth is, the body listens to the mind. A peaceful mind sends signals of safety and balance, allowing your body to heal, digest, rest, and renew. But a mind trapped in anxiety sends constant alarms, the fight-or-flight response never turns off, and no pill can truly heal WABRT. A restless mind keeps reactivating. You've been through enough. You've faced loss, uncertainty, and moments when fear could have consumed you, yet you still here. That means you have something powerful within you, resilience. Now that resilience deserves to be used for peace, not panic. It's time to choose what kind of energy you allow in your life. If constant doctor visits, tests, and medical talk leave you anxious and drained, then it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to say, I need space to breathe. Because peace isn't found in more information, it's found in trusting your intuition and your body's quiet wisdom. We often think the more we monitor our health, the better we all feel. But endless medical attention can sometimes do the opposite. It can make you feel fragile, as though you were always one result away from disaster. You start living through numbers, cholesterol, blood sugar, blood pressure, and you forget that you were not a number. You are a soul living in a body that has carried you through decades of experiences, memories, and lessons. Honor that body with kindness, not suspicion. Treat it like a trusted friend, not a constant problem to be fixed. Peace doesn't mean neglect, it means balance. It means knowing when enough is enough. Yes, follow up on symptoms that truly matter. Yes, seek help when your instincts tell you something is wrong. But also give yourself permission to rest from the noise of constant medical management. You can still care deeply about your health while also choosing to protect your mental calm. The two are not opposites, in fact. They go hand in hand. A peaceful mind supports a healthier body. Start practicing small rituals that return you to yourself, deep breathing before bed, gentle walks in the morning, gratitude for the day you have, not fear for the one you may lose. Replace the language of worry with the language of trust. My body is working with me. I am safe right now. I choose calm over chaos. These affirmations slowly rebuild a sense of safety inside you. When you begin to believe that peak bar is your right, not a privilege, you reclaim control over your well-being. Don't let the world convince you that worry is a sign of responsibility. It's not. You can care for yourself deeply without letting anxiety lead the way. You can be wise without being fearful. You can be informed without being overwhelmed. Real self-care is not just about pills, diets, or tests. It's about emotional protection. It's about keeping your mind as gentle as your heartbeat, your spirit as calm as a quiet morning. At 70 and beyond, every moment of serenity becomes sacred. Each peaceful breath is proof that we are living with intention, not reaction. When you choose peace over anxiety, you are not giving up on health, you are giving in to healing. You are reminding yourself that the goal isn't just to survive longer, but to live better. And living better begins with inner stillness. So, the next time a wave of fear tries to rise within you, pause and remember, peace is not the absence of problems, it's the power to remain calm in their presence. The storms will come, but you've already weathered so many. You know how to stand strong, you know how to find light again. Prioritize peace fiercely, intentionally, daily, because a calm heart beats longer, a quiet mind rests deeper, and a peaceful spirit lives freer. And that, more than any test result, is the truest sign of health there is. Trust your intuition, your body knows more than you think. There's a quiet wisdom within you that has guided you through every season of life. Long before medical machines, charts, and lab results existed, human beings survived because they listened to what their bodies were trying to say. That inner knowing, that gentle nudge that tells you when something feels right or wrong, it never leaves you. But somewhere along the way, the world taught us to silence it, to hand our trust completely over to others in white coats, to believe that our bodies are too complicated for us to understand. Yet, at 70 and beyond, it's time to come home to yourself. To remember that your body and spirit have been in conversation your entire life, and that intuition is your oldest, truest doctor. You've lived through moments where your gut told you something before anyone else could see it. Maybe it was an instinct about a person, a place, or even your health. That deep sense of knowing is not random. It's the voice of experience, of awareness that has been built through decades of living, feeling, and surviving. When you quiet the noise of fear and outside opinions, that voice gets louder. It tells you when to rest, when to move, when to say yes, and when to walk away. Trusting your intuition doesn't mean rejecting medical advice, it means partnering with it. It means allowing your own understanding of your body to have a seat at the table. The truth is, no doctor, no test, and no device can ever feel what you feel. They can measure, compare, and predict, but they cannot sense your energy, your fatigue, your lightness, or the subtle changes that you notice every day. Only you can do that. Your intuition reads the whispers your body sends long before symptoms become serious. That ache that feels different, that sudden fatigue, that spark of energy after eating certain foods. These are all signals, not coincidences. Your body speaks in sensations, and intuition is the language it uses. Learning to trust yourself again takes courage in a world that constantly tells you to doubt it. Every advertisement, every new must-have supplement or medical procedure subtly suggests that you can manage without external help. But deep down, you already hold the wisdom to know what truly nurtures or harms you. When something feels off, listen. When something feels peaceful, honor it. When a recommendation or diagnosis fills you with dread instead of clarity, pause and ask your inner voice, does this feel right for me? That pause, that moment of awareness, can be the difference between a life led by fear and one guided by truth. So often, older adults are told they must do as the doctor says without question. But intuition is not rebellion, it's self-respect. It's recognizing that you are the one living in this body, feeling its shifts and rhythms every day. You have every right to ask questions, to take time, to consider whether a procedure or treatment aligns with your values and goals. You've earned that right through years of wisdom and experience. Trusting your intuition is not turning away from science, it's adding heart to it. It's merging knowledge with understanding, medicine with mindfulness. The body and mind are not separate. When your spirit is uneasy, your body reacts. When you suppress your emotions or ignore your instincts, tension builds, illness manifests, and vitality fades. But when you trust yourself, when you breathe deeply, rest when tired, eat when truly hungry, Speak your truth. Your entire system finds harmony. Healing becomes natural, not forced. That is the gift of intuition. It brings you back into alignment with what's real and what matters. There's also a deep peace that comes from self-trust. It frees you from constant second-guessing, from living in fear of every ache or twinge. You begin to understand your own patterns, how stress affects you, what foods give you energy, what environments drain your spirit. You become our own gentle observer. And through that awareness, you gain power. Not the power to control everything, but the power to respond wisely, calmly, compassionately to whatever comes. Trust your body. It has carried you through storms, healed from pain, and adapted more times than you can count. It remembers every challenge you've overcome and still chooses to keep you alive. Not weakness, that's strength. It deserves your faith, your patience, your gratitude. So, when confusion sets in, when fear of illness creeps into your thoughts, return to yourself. Sit in silence, breathe, place your hand over your heart, and listen. The truth always speaks quietly, but it speaks clearly. You will feel it as calm, as certainty, as a sense of yes, this is right for me. That as intuition, the inner compass that never stops guiding you home. In this stage of life, trusting your intuition is just wisdom, liberation. It's the freedom to live with confidence, to make choices that reflect your truth, and to let go of what doesn't serve your soul. You have spent years listening to others, now it's time to listen to yourself. Your body knows more than you think. It always has. It's been speaking since the beginning. All you have to do is trust it again. Trust your intuition. Your body knows more than you think. There's a quiet wisdom within you that has guided you through every season of life. Long before doctors' charts and lab reports, people relied on their inner knowing. Gentle voice that whispers when something feels right or wrong. That voice is still there. Your body communicates through sensations, a sudden fatigue, a burst of energy, a heaviness in your chest, a calm after certain foods or movements. These are not random, they are signals. When you pause and listen, you will realize your body has been guiding you all along. At this stage in life, intuition is not rebellion, it's respect for your own experience. No one else lives inside your skin or feels what you feel. Tests can measure numbers, but they can't measure instinct. Trusting your intuition doesn't mean ignoring medical advice, it means partnering with it, adding your own wisdom to the conversation. When something doesn't sit right, when fear feels louder than truth, take a breath and listen within. Peace will always point you in the right direction. Your intuition is your compass, the most faithful guide you've ever had, and it will never lead you wrong.